JD, I do want to ask this. Obviously, lots of love from this game. Talk about tight ends. Obviously, before the game, Noah Gray got his contract extension, and they utilized him a lot tonight. I actually almost went back and placed another bet. Just, you know what? They just paid the man. The guy's going to get a lot of touches tonight. And he did get a lot of touches. His over-under for catches was 1.5. His over-under for yards was 12.5. And he had 3 for 37, I think, tonight. So he had a great game. But one thing that was noticeable, Kelce looked like he was rotating a little bit more. He was coming out of the game a little bit more than we've seen. I guess last year we saw him rotate a lot, rotate somewhat when he was coming back from that injury. But it seemed like there was more of a rotation there at tight end with Kelce coming in and out of the game. What did you make from Kelce tonight? And what do you make of this? Because a lot of people are saying online, it's like usually the Chiefs offense runs through Kelce. Today, it didn't seem like that, or did you know something on defense? They were doing something actively to kind of take him out of the game, so we had to go to the Rashee Rices, the Xavier Worthies of the world.
Yeah, I think when we were bringing in 12 personnel, 13 personnel, Travis, obviously that's the one guy that you can't let kill you. And so you always going to game plan to stop Travis Kelce. So Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, I think that's the reason Rice and Worthy were open as much as they were, right? And so then it was like, well, shoot, then we can't just double Kelce all the time. Or if we put Kyle Hamilton down on him, those two guys are going to eat. So it might have seemed that he rotated, and he probably did. He probably rotated, but I don't think to the detriment of just thinking like he was like, you know what I'm saying, being replaced a whole lot. I just think he was in there a lot blocking. He was in there. He was blocking a whole lot. He got the one holding call. I said, man, he's holding on to that dude like he does Taylor Swift. Ugly. And so, that was one of the calls, but he was doing a whole lot of blocking. He was running a whole lot of routes, but obviously if you don't get the ball fed to you, then, you're going to look like you're non-existent. But I will say this. I'm so happy for Noah Gray first getting the extension that he did. Totally. Well-deserved, man. He's a guy that brings his lunch pail and hard hat to work every single day. Unsung hero. He does a lot for the Chiefs that people just don't see. And it was good for him to get rewards, not just monetarily, but also, too, with yards tonight. And so he almost had a touchdown. I was hoping he was going to get in because I was going to tweet something like that out. But, the tight end group, and I think that was very important, not just with the Chiefs, how good our group is with Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, and then, of course, Jared Wiley. But also you had to think about, Baltimore, same thing. They had two good tight ends. So I would say, man, they're right there, top 5 tight end rooms in the league, if not number 2, to be honest with you. We'll be talking about full, a compilation of them. But Likely did a great job. I mean, you've seen what he did. So he's always going to be a hard matchup. The way he hit George Karlaftis, I was actually surprised at that. I was surprised at that. But, our offense, our tight ends, they do it all the time. And people just don't really talk about them as much. Okay. I kept hearing all their pass catchers, this and that more so. I was seeing Travis Kelce block on the line of scrimmage. I was watching Noah Gray pull around in the hole. This is what they were doing. And so the subtle things that you don't quite see because they're in their sets, tight end sets, like in the King set and whatnot, you don't really get to talk about it. You don't really get to see it because all you're looking at is catches. But they was actually mowing guys down and opening holes up for Pacheco.
Come on, baby, go. Yes! That's a first down. This football season, I'll be putting down normal sodas like Coca-Cola for Olipop. Olipop offers a healthier alternative with its low sugar content and natural ingredients. Olipop is more than just a drink. It's a wellness companion that supports your digestive health. Packed with prebiotics, this fizzy elixir helps promote good bacteria in your gut, leading to improved digestion and overall well-being. So go ahead, click the link in the description and use promo code SODALOVE and get your can of Olipop so you can enjoy the game guilt-free. Go Chiefs. Use the promo code SODALOVE for 15% off now. Tay's thoughts on Kelce and the tight end group and Noah Gray?
I mean, maybe one of his worst starts to a game maybe in one of his careers, right? Through a quarter and a half, he had like a net negative 10 yards because of his holding penalty. So a great 2.5 last quarters, if you consider that. And I don't think it's even, because I know a lot of people are going to make about maybe a slight decline. I just think it's the way it's got to be. One, we don't need him to do that anymore.
Right.
You know, you hear a lot of guys, more so in the NBA, right? Because in the NFL, when your play declines a little bit, it's more of a steep decline, and like you're usually gone like a year later. They cut that contract; they don't want any part of it. You see it a lot in the NBA where guys' minutes decrease. Like I brought up the other day as a joke on the betting show, Tim Duncan, right? To maximize a guy's career, he plays less minutes.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of guys can extend their career out by just being more efficient, utilizing them more when they're on the court or field, and just playing less overall. And especially when you have a team that you don't need to do that. Like, it's not necessary anymore. We don't have that kind of team. Like, why lean on a guy who's not going to be, you know, healthy for us or at his best in the playoffs when we need him the most, right? So I just think it's smart. It's just smart playing. I think it has nothing to do with what he can do. I think if we wanted to lean on him for like a 10-catch game, we probably could have tonight.
Absolutely.
Would have been forcing the ball, and it's not necessary. We have guys who are out there who can do it, and we're still missing one. So, you know, it's a big difference when you see a guy like Juju out there, who was our number one, 2 years ago?
Yep.
And now he's a last-minute pickup before the season starts, number like 4 or 5 or 4. It's just – that's the difference. That's when you needed Kelce to do everything for you and be Superman. You just don't need it anymore. You have another tight end who's that important to us, so we ink up to a nice-sized deal, actually. I don't know what he is on the list of highest-paid tight ends, but he's probably not that low anymore. So we have the depth at that position and in other pass-catching positions. Even our pass-catching running back is really good at his job. So it's just, I think it's just a necessary thing. I want to see more of Travis, but I want to see more of him for what I mean by that is for a longer time. I want to see him for a few years.
Yeah.
I don't want to just see like, you know, old Travis trying to catch 10 balls a game, but gets hurt because he's overworked and he doesn't look like he looks like a shell of himself by the playoffs. I don't want that. And I think last year showed them that. It was like, that's what we need in the play. This is it. This is the way to do it, right? So more of that. I'm cool with it. And you know what? Like you said, they started paying more attention to Rice, and he's wide open, and it's easier for him. And that's when you exploit those matchups then. So we can just switch it up all the time, shift gears on offense of who we're going to.
Yeah. I want to ask about that. So we got a comment here by Mitch Glinka. Teja's right. By the way, Juju's one look was a drop ball. Go figure. I did want to. That was the one drive. I think that was shortly right after the fumble that they had. That was the strip sack, and then we had the ball there. Pacheco's wheel route, which he dropped. It was right there. Mahomes peppered that bad boy in there. He dropped that, and I think that the 2 plays later was the Juju. He had the ball, caught the ball, then dropped it the 2-yard line. That was the one where it was like, oh, man, what's going on here? The drops just coming out again. And then that was pretty much it. We didn't see any more drops after that. But I will say that what Teja was talking earlier about how the game shouldn't have been close. It was 13-7. We had 2 opportunities where the strip sack, we came up with a field goal there. And then when they had the turnover on downs, it ran midfield. And we didn't really do anything with it. We got a field goal out of it. Or I think that was, we got a field goal out of the turnover on downs at midfield. And that was the 2 extra the 6 points we got from there. But that was where I kind of saw. I mean, it was weird because offense is scoring touchdowns with like 4 minutes on the opening possession for us in this first half. Opening possession in the second half, we score within 3 minutes. And then we have sputters like that where that happens. What did you notice from the drives where we did stall out, JD, where we couldn't put points on the board as far as, the strip sack area, when we got the ball at midfield?
Well, what teams do, they adjust. They adjust to, what went wrong. Why'd you go down and score in like 4 minutes, first drive, right? So you immediately come over to the sideline, you start speaking of like, what's going on with the, communication? Who's the one that's going to be able to beat us? And so what they at least, started to do is they started kind of just playing, kind of face up on guys. And I think, for them defensively, it's all about the same thing. Like, do you get in lanes? Do you stop the run? Do you get some pressure on Patrick Mahomes? And they did. They started bringing a little bit of pressure. Our guys, Sumate gave one up. They got them off on third down. And so, they're going to play defense. First off, this is Baltimore, okay? We ain't talking about, maybe Tampa Bay or somebody like this. This is Baltimore Ravens, okay?
Man.
All right?
Shot Tampa, huh?
Yeah, exactly. You know that. You know it's going to be that.
Poor Tampa. Man, we've been in the playoffs.
Yeah, I know it, but hey, but the fact is, this team was looking to go to the Super Bowl last year, and we was a pity party. We stopped that, and so they're a very good football team. We know that they're a very good football team. They got better this year getting Henry back there, and so my thing is, there's going to be laws like that in offenses. Okay, everything's not going to be perfect. This is first game of the season. Look, Juju probably could have turned his hand and caught the ball this way. Like you said, that ball to Pacheco, little pepper on it. He probably could have caught the ball, but we know there's a little pepper on it. Okay, something a little bit different. That the ball that was thrown to him, I think Pat was like, "Woo, maybe just a tad little pepper on it." But Pacheco probably could have gotten it.
Yep,
should have gotten it. But you're gonna have that. And I said, man, that's probably the first game of the season. I didn't even think about ops and nothing. I didn't even think about that at all, to be honest with you. So when I'm just because I played, I understand how games go. I being there, there's going to be a drop here. Somebody's not going to do something right there, and it's the long game. That's what you guys can work on. It's like who makes the least amount of mistakes to win the game. Who's capitalizing on every opportunity they have to win the game. And so I felt like the Chiefs were handily just really kind of going down the field on them. And so methodically, when they were thinking about how do we, attack them, 12 and 13 personnel, okay? Let's go and put the ball in the hands of the playmakers, right? So let's go back to Rice. Second half, let's go back to Rice and it'll start working again. So I think when you start trying different things, and it's good to run the football because you don't want to become predictable. We had some hard yards running the ball. Sanjay P. Ryan came in, probably still could have been running, hit his head on the goalpost. If he caught that one over there, the check down.
Yep.
No. Beautiful pass, almost one hand almost pulled it in. And just little things like that you're just going to miss in a game. It happens. It happens. So I guess, for me, when like as a coach, I know it's going to be those things like, okay, now what do we do to get over that? Okay. Hey, next series, what can we do to improve? So it was a chess match. It's a chess match in the course of a game with two great teams going at it, and it came down to a toenail. And I thought it was ballsy that Harbaugh saying, if we make it, we're going for two.
I thought he was going to do that.
I said, oh, wow. And I said this game right here was going to set the tone for the NFL season about how serious these two teams are, right? And this game was indicative of that. They're here to win. They want to win. If you win this game, then you're already setting yourself in the seed, above the other guy. So, great game, man. It's just heck, football. Game answers, like you said.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.